Hi, this is going to be a video on my Beatles Help collection. The albums, the CDs, the cassettes, the videos, the DVD. I'm going to cover all of it, everything that I have in my collection. So we're going to start off with the British album. Now, of course, Help was released in 1965. Originally, it was going to be entitled Eight Arms to Hold You. And then when John wrote the song Help, they retitled the album and the movie Help because it was such a stellar song. And I'm sure if you're a Beatles fan, you already know the background of that. But we're going to start with the UK version of Help. And I'm not going to get into the stereo and mono versions that were part of the Beatles in stereo and mono vinyl box set that were released in 2013, just because I've got this version and really the other versions, don't look all that different, and I've got enough here without having to talk about either of those. So this is my UK version of Help, and I'm not sure what year this was pressed. I will show you what the vinyl looks like. It is on the yellow Parlophone label. And the vinyl feels pretty thick. I mean, I know it's not a 180 gram release because I got this probably about 10 years ago before they did any of the 180 gram pressing. So I'm not sure exactly what year this was pressed from, but it's a copy in decent enough shape. So that's the only UK version that I have in stereo apart from the vinyl box set versions. This is my American mono vinyl copy. This is what the gatefold looks like. And the back cover. And we've got the original inner sleeve, which is kind of a weird, almost like an olive green color. And then this is what the vinyl itself looks like. And I've got this in a separate white sleeve apart from this one, just to kind of maintain the integrity of the original sleeve, and just kind of tuck that in there. And of course the American album had instrumentals. Side 2 of the British album is not, none of the songs are found on the American, which is kind of considered the soundtrack album. And then my stereo copy is an Apple record label copy. It's in pretty good shape. And so this would have been released in the late 60s. So essentially the order of the labels is there was a Capitol Rainbow label, and then Capitol released the Beatles, or re-released the Beatles album on the Apple label. And then there was the lime green Capitol label, which was used in the early 70s. And then in the mid 70s, Capitol changed to kind of an orangish, reddish kind of a Capitol label. And then they went to the purple label, and then that was in the late 70s. And then in the early 80s, they went back to a version of the rainbow label. So that is my vinyl collection. Go to the cassettes right now. This is my UK version. This is a 90s, I don't know if we call it pressing, but this was released in the 90s. It's got the clear case on it. So the track ordering here is very curious because of all songs that they start the album off with, and again, it just really, it boggles the mind. It defies any explanation, the track listing, the track order here. So they start off with I Need You, then Another Girl, This is side one. I've just seen a face yesterday, the night before, Ticket to Ride, and then Act Naturally. What? Side two starts off with Help. Now, why you wouldn't start side one off with Help, just completely, I'm at a loss even for words, how they even arrived at this track listing. So on side two, it's Help. You've got to hide your love away. You're going to lose that girl. It's only love. You like me too much. Tell me what you see. And Dizzy Miss Lizzie. So I really, like I've said before in some of my other videos, I really pity anybody whose introduction to this album was on cassette. It's just, it borders on criminal if you ask me. This is the American version of the cassette, also a 90s release. And let's look at the track listing on here, and I'm sure it's not any better than the UK version. So on side one, we've got Help, The Night Before, Another Hard Day's Night, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, I Need You, and the Tyrol, and then Wagner's Overture to whatever. And then side two is Another Girl, From Me to You, Fantasy. So some of these are instrumentals that George Martin did, which appeared in the film. The Bitter End, You Can't Do That, You're Going to Lose That Girl, and The Chase. So at least this one doesn't have the egregious distinction of opening side one with I Need You. And I mean, truth be told, if I'm going to listen to an album, it is not going to be the American soundtrack, just because I don't need to hear all the instrumentals sandwiched in between the Beatles tracks on here. So it's really just kind of a novelty to even own the American album, just to have it. The mixes really aren't any different. It's just, if you want to have the instrumentals, if you're a completist like me, then you're going to own that album. But this is a Yugoslavian cassette copy that I have, and this, I really wish this had been the official UK version, because right down to the album artwork, everything is reproduced exactly as it was on the album. The track order is the same, the artwork, as you'll see, is the same. This is how the back looks. It's on a, like, there's a sticker on the cassette with an orange label. And then they really took time and care to reproduce every detail that was on the UK album. The liner notes, the photographs, everything. So I really wish, I don't know why, if they could do this in Yugoslavia, they couldn't do it in Europe or America, but it's just one of those things. So now we're going to talk about the CD copies, and we're going to start off with the British catalog. This was the original 1987 release on CD. This is what the CD itself looked like, and then the booklet. Kind of closer cropped pictures from the back cover. I mean, there wasn't a lot there to begin with on the back of the UK album. This is the 2009 CD reissue, where you got some extra photographs from the time period. And then the booklet, it's a thick, glossy book. There's extra pictures. This obviously is the version to own if you're shopping around, especially if you're buying this used and you're wondering, is it worth it to maybe spend the extra money on the 2009 issue? The answer is yes. Not that the sound quality is substantially better, but just from what you get in the packaging of the CD, I mean, they replicate the original back cover of the original UK album even down to the spine. And then this is the mono version. The only way you can get this is if you purchase the mono box set. And it's a faithful, it's just a mini replica of the actual album. And then that's what the CD looks like, which looks like the vinyl, the label on the vinyl album that I have. And now the American soundtrack version. This is the version that was included in the Capitol Albums Volume 1 box set. There's nothing on the spine, and well, actually there is something on the spine, I apologize. Volume 1, the CDs that are part of the Capitol Albums Volume 1 don't have anything on the spine, but they rectified that on Capitol Albums Volume 2. It's not a gatefold though, strangely enough. So in every other way, it looks just like the vinyl version, but it's not a gatefold. However, on the US Albums box set, which these are sold separately, it does look like the American album. They really took a lot of care to completely replicate the American album. I mean, they even include a miniature version of the inner sleeve, which is very cool. And then the CD itself is the Capitol Rainbow label. So great job there. And then in terms of the movie, this is my VHS copy of Help. And then the only DVD copy that I am aware of that exists is this one. And it's actually a 2-disc set. Disc 1 has the original movie, and then disc 2 has some special features. There's a 30-minute documentary. There's some missing scenes. A little mini documentary about the restoration of the film, some cast and crew memories, some radio spots, and a couple of theatrical trailers. And then this is what the inside of the DVD looks like, and then there's a little booklet here. Now in terms of the movie, I enjoy Help. I don't like it as much as A Hard Day's Night, which I think most people would agree with. It's kind of cool that it's in color, even though it was colorized. It was originally filmed in black and white, and they colorized it for the release. It's, you know, and it's entertaining enough, especially if you're a Beatles fan. The video sequences are great, and just seeing, you know, John, Paul, George, and Ringo in color in 1965 in the movies, just kind of clowning around. You can definitely see where the genesis of the Monkees TV show originated from, especially if you're a Monkees fan like I am. So if you have not seen Help, I definitely strongly encourage you to do so, because you will enjoy the hell out of it. So that is my Help collection. I appreciate any comments that you have. If you want to comment on what you think of the movie or the albums, the UK versus the soundtrack. But at any rate, thanks for watching, and if you're not already a subscriber, click subscribe and give me a like if you like this video, and thanks for watching.